Is there anything more agonizing for a die-hard baseball fan than watching a $300 million superstar swing a bat like it is made of wet cardboard during the most optimistic month of the entire year? Welcome back, baseball enthusiasts. Today, we are diving headfirst into the swirling vortex of anxiety that is currently consuming the Philadelphia Phillies fan base. The month of March is supposed to be a time of unbridled hope, a period where the sun shines brightly over the Grapefruit League, and every single team feels like a legitimate World Series contender. Yet, for the city of brotherly love, a dark, ominous cloud is forming over the diamond, and it is entirely centered around the perplexing performance of Trea Turner. When a player of his astronomical caliber, a man who is supposed to be the dynamic engine of this offense, starts producing numbers that look completely unrecognizable, the alarm bells naturally start ringing. Through the initial phase of the 2026 spring training, the veteran shortstop has been virtually invisible at the plate. Leading up to Thursday's exhibition clash against the Toronto Blue Jays, Turner had logged 20 plate appearances. The output from those trips to the batter's box: a staggering, almost unbelievable 2 hits, 3 runs scored, and a solitary run batted in. We are staring down the barrel of a 100 batting average and a microscopic 400 OPS. For a franchise cornerstone, these statistics are not just bad. They are the kind of numbers that send sports talk radio stations into an absolute frenzy. But we need to pause and examine the emotional undercurrents here. Philadelphia is a city built on blue-collar grit and sky-high expectations. The fans invest their heart, soul, and hard-earned money into this team, and they demand a return on that investment. When a star falters, the collective blood pressure of the city rises. The frustration is palpable, echoing through social media timelines and local sports bars. People are terrified that this early slump is a harbinger of a grueling, frustrating regular season. Is this a genuine mechanical flaw, a sudden loss of bat speed, or just the agonizingly slow process of a veteran knocking off the winter rust? Turner is a player whose entire game is predicated on rhythm, timing, and explosive athleticism. When that timing is even a fraction of a second off, the results can look disastrous. But before we allow this wave of March panic to completely wash away our championship aspirations, we must take a step back, remove the emotion from the equation, and look at the broader, historical context of what spring training actually represents for an elite athlete. To accurately diagnose the severity of Trea Turner's current offensive drought, we must travel beyond the immediate frustration and anchor our analysis in the undeniable facts of his recent historical performance. Let us be absolutely clear. For a seasoned, battle-tested veteran with a resume as decorated as Turner's, early spring training statistics are notoriously deceptive. They are the ultimate mirage in the baseball desert. Spring training is not a showcase of mid-season form. It is a meticulously controlled laboratory. It is an environment where established superstars intentionally put themselves in uncomfortable situations to refine their craft. A veteran hitter might spend an entire week stepping into the box with the sole intention of tracking breaking balls out of the pitcher's hand, deliberately choosing not to swing just to train his eye level. They are building up the fast-twitch muscle fibers, developing the necessary calluses on their hands, and fine-tuning the complex kinetic chain that makes a major league swing function. When we look at Turner's track record, the narrative of a decline shatters completely. Just last year, in the 2025 season, the 2019 World Series champion delivered an absolute masterclass in offensive production. He was the undisputed catalyst of the Phillies lineup, posting a brilliant 304 batting average over 589 grueling at-bats. He amassed 179 hits, launched 15 home runs, and drove in 69 runs, all while terrorizing opposing batteries by stealing 36 bases. He concluded that spectacular campaign with an 812 OPS, rightfully claiming his second National League batting title. That level of sustained excellence is not something that simply vanishes overnight because of a few hitless afternoons in Florida. It is the foundational bedrock of his value to this franchise. When you juxtapose the tiny, insignificant sample size of 20 spring at-bats against the massive, undeniable mountain of evidence from his MVP-caliber 2025 season, the current panic begins to look incredibly premature. Historically, the game is littered with examples of Hall of Fame talents who looked completely lost in March, hitting well below the Mendoza line, only to flip a switch on opening day and dominate the league. The mechanics of hitting a 95-mile-per-hour fastball are incredibly delicate. A millimeter of difference in stride length or a microsecond of hesitation can result in a weak ground ball instead of a line drive into the gap. Turner is utilizing this exhibition period to calibrate those microscopic details. His elite bat-to-ball skills and game-altering speed remain the defining characteristics of the Philadelphia offense, and we must afford a reigning batting champion the respect and patience his legacy commands. Moving beyond the historical data, we must critically analyze the physical metrics and the broader roster context to understand exactly how this situation impacts the Philadelphia Phillies' immediate future. From a purely athletic standpoint, the underlying data provides a massive sigh of relief. The sports science department and the advanced tracking metrics confirm that Trea Turner's physical tools are as sharp as ever. His sprint speed remains in the elite upper echelon of Major League Baseball. The explosive first step, the lateral agility, and the sheer terrifying speed that makes him a constant threat to steal a base or stretch a single into a double are completely intact. This is crucial because it proves that his struggles are strictly related to timing, not a physical deterioration. However, we must address the fan voice and the psychological pressure cooker that is currently brewing. The Philadelphia fan base is currently split right down the middle. One half of the supporters are pacing the floor, furious and anxious, flooding comment sections with demands for immediate mechanical adjustments, haunted by the ghosts of his early struggles in previous seasons. The other half is desperately trying to maintain order, preaching patience and reminding everyone that March baseball is ultimately meaningless. But what happens if this slump bleeds into April? If Turner starts the regular season cold, the narrative will shift from a minor annoyance to a major distraction. The massive cap hit and the weight of his mega contract will become the focal point of every post-game press conference. The locker room chemistry will be tested as the media scrutiny intensifies. Yet, the ultimate safety net for Turner, and the reason why the front office is not hitting the panic button, is the sheer overwhelming firepower of the lineup surrounding him. Turner is not an isolated island. He is part of a devastating offensive machine. With Bryce Harper providing generational power, Kyle Schwarber waiting to launch baseballs into the upper deck, Alec Boehm continuing his impressive development, and the massive, intimidating presence of Adolis Garcia newly added to the mix, the Phillies possess one of the most terrifying lineups in the National League. This lineup protection is a tactical masterpiece. Opposing managers and pitchers simply cannot afford to pitch around a struggling Turner, because putting his elite speed on base ahead of Harper, Schwarber, or Garcia is a recipe for absolute disaster. He will continue to see fastballs in the strike zone, which is exactly what he needs to break out of this funk. The depth of this roster ensures that the team can survive a temporary dip in production from their star shortstop without sacrificing their position in the standings. In summarizing this complex situation, the narrative surrounding Trea Turner's sluggish start to the 2026 Grapefruit League serves as a fascinating case study in the hyper-analyzed world of modern sports. Yes, looking at a .100 batting average and a .400 OPS over a span of 20 at-bats is visually jarring. There is absolutely no way to sugarcoat those specific numbers. They are objectively poor. However, we must remember that Major League Baseball is not a sprint decided in the exhibition games of March. It is a grueling, unforgiving 162-game marathon that demands physical endurance, mental fortitude, and unwavering resilience. Turner has repeatedly demonstrated throughout his illustrious career that he possesses the mental toughness to navigate through these inevitable valleys. His spectacular 2025 National League batting title is a recent, undeniable testament to his elite capabilities, and his sustained, top-tier sprint speed confirms that his body is fully prepared for the grueling months ahead. The Philadelphia Phillies front office has meticulously constructed a roster that is built to withstand individual slumps and push deep into October. Turner is the dynamic spark plug of this incredibly powerful offensive engine, but he is heavily insulated by the massive bats of Harper, Schwarber, Boehm, and Garcia. This unprecedented lineup protection affords him the invaluable luxury of time. Time to find his rhythm, time to adjust his timing, and time to transform back into the offensive juggernaut we all know he is. The anxiety rippling through the fan base is simply a byproduct of a city that is starving for another championship parade down Broad Street. So before we allow the March Madness to dictate our expectations for the entire year, let us take a collective breath and allow a proven veteran the space to prepare for opening day on his own terms. Now I want to turn the conversation over to you, the most passionate fans in baseball. Jump down into the comments section right now and let your voice be heard. Are you genuinely concerned about Trea Turner's slow start? Or do you believe this is just typical spring training noise that will vanish by opening day? How much does the addition of Adolis Garcia ease your worries about the top of the lineup? Let's get a massive debate going down below. If you enjoyed this comprehensive, hard-hitting breakdown of the Phillies, please do me a huge favor and smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more exclusive, deep dive sports journalism, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single update as we march toward the 2026 season. Until next time, stay passionate, keep loving the game, and I will see you all in the next video.